I'm tracking a definite shift in our dry, warm weather pattern. Heavy rain, damaging wind. I have new timing for a severe weather threat.
Then a Fort Liberty soldier charged with murdering his 8-month-old daughter more than a year after her death.
She's a baby. What type of monster are you?
Our conversation with the baby's devastated grandmother about the new developments. Then dramatic new video of a garbage truck bursting into flames in Raleigh. Right now at 7, taking a look at radar and storms heading our way. They'll start ramping up tomorrow and will stick around for several more days, just in time for the holiday weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Rowe.
Gotta love that timing. I'm Dan Haggerty. Thanks for being with us. Parts of our area could even see some severe weather, which is something to consider as soon as late tomorrow afternoon. Meteorologist Mike Mays in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a timeline for this threat, Mike.
And Dan, tomorrow evening at this time, we should be seeing thunderstorms ramping up, and we have a level 1 risk tomorrow for damaging winds and large hail. And the time period at the earliest start, I think 5 o'clock would be the case, lasting up till about 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Most of central North Carolina under that threat. Here is the outline where you see the dark shade of green, roughly from northern Cumberland County all the way up into southern Virginia, points southward toward Wilmington in that general thunderstorm category. Could see storms, but at this point, not expected to be severe. Here is the timeline for thunderstorms tomorrow as I see it right now. 20% chance for a shower 3 and 4 o'clock. By this time tomorrow night, up to about 50% chance for storms. So the live dual Doppler 5000 radar could be quite active. 60% from 8 o'clock till about midnight and then ramping down after that. But it's only the beginning. We start to see a change in the weather pattern. It was dry today, dry yesterday. Tomorrow we have a 30% chance for storms in the afternoon, 60% tomorrow night, 30% on Friday, I think confined more to the southern part of the state, and then 50% chance Saturday and Sunday, 30% Memorial Day. So the weather's about to become active. I'll track those storms with Futurecast for tomorrow coming up in less than 15 minutes, Dan.
Got it. Thank you, Mike. And make sure everybody at home have that WRAL News app so you can keep an eye on the radar through your holiday weekend, and to be sure to turn those notifications on. That way you can get your weather alerts. It is free to download.
Well, we have a sad breaking news development on a story we've been covering all afternoon. In just the last hour, crews recovered the body of a person who drowned in the Neuse River. Officials have been searching for hours, as you can see here in our Sky 5 video, after a witness saw them go underwater in East Raleigh. WRAL's Willie Dennelly is live at the scene. Willie, we don't know too much about the victim just yet. What's the very latest from the scene?
Well, Ashley, right now police aren't sharing very much information. That body was only recovered just over 30 minutes ago here at the Neuse River Trail. You can see there are still some emergency crews that are present here. Right now they're starting to wrap up. Take a look at this video that was captured here at the scene. And just for a little bit of background, around 1 o'clock, emergency crews received reports of a possible drowning here at the Neuse River Trail. According to people who were at the scene, an adult man was spending time with his family when he went into the water for a swim. He then went underwater and he never resurfaced. This search lasted for around 5 hours. The Wake County Emergency Service Department, Raleigh Police Department, Raleigh Fire Department, and several other emergency crews were out here assisting in this search. As of right now, the identity of that man has not been released, but we are working to learn more information about who he was and what led up to his death. We're going to get those answers and keep you updated. Back to you.
All right, Willie Dennelly live in Raleigh. Thank you.
A Fort Liberty soldier is charged with the murder of his 8-month-old daughter more than a year after her death. Misty Lou Delatorre died in February of 2023. WRO's Carly Haynes live at Fort Liberty after speaking with the baby's grandmother about this story and how she's feeling.
Well, Dan, the baby's grandmother, Misty Bray, learned of these new charges during a preliminary hearing on Fort Liberty today. It's also where she learned the extent of that baby's injuries. An autopsy claims De La Torre had damage to her eyes, her spine, head, and neck, and the manner of death was a homicide. Today, a prosecutor said that De La Torre had so many wounds they couldn't be counted. Her dad, Fort Liberty soldier Gabriel Seville, faces unpremeditated murder, involuntary manslaughter, and domestic violence charges. While Bray wants justice, she said it won't take away the pain.
It's just hard, you know, like every day is a struggle. We struggle every day to make sense of it, to try and learn to deal with it, but we can't. Like, how do you go every day knowing that this happened to her? Like, we can't change it, yeah, but we're still trying to learn to live with it.
Seville has denied hurting his child in the past. We attempted to call him today and did not hear back. The baby's mom moved to California after the baby's death. We spoke with her today as well. She said she was relieved about the charges. And Bray said the next court hearing will be sometime around mid-June. Dan.
What a terribly sad story. Carly Haynes live at Fort Liberty. Thanks, Carly.
A YMCA employee is charged with secret peeping at an elementary school in Raleigh. Kawan Haywood worked in an after-school program at Wiley Magnet Elementary School. Warrants say he secretly recorded at least 6 people and had sexual images of children. Haywood has since been fired from the YMCA. We're working to learn if the alleged peeping involved all children as victims. Fayetteville police are searching for a man who performed a lewd act in broad daylight on Hay Street. It happened just last week, 2 doors down from our Fayetteville newsroom. We have obscured part of the video that caught the man in the act. Nobody needs to see that. It's from a private school across the street. A witness says she was walking along Hay Street, walked by the man in the doorway, and he called out to her.
So I turned to look at him and he said, "Hey, you're really beautiful." And as he said that and I made eye contact with him, I noticed that he had his pants completely open, and I was just in shock.
Police are looking for 24-year-old Anthony Manuz. We are told because the incident happened across from a school, he could face felony charges.
Some dramatic video here shows the moments a garbage truck burst into flames in Raleigh. This is video from a WRAL viewer of what happened there on Spring Forest Road, not far from Capitol Boulevard. Flames shot from that truck. This is around noon today. After hours of work, crews eventually moved that out of the area. But what a mess. Officials say they are still trying to figure out exactly what may have been inside of that vehicle that caused the fire. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Lawmakers in the House voted against a proposal to ban wearing a mask in public for health reasons today. It previously passed in the Senate. WRAL's Destiny Patterson is at the Legislative Building to explain.
The decision was swift in the House today, coming with bipartisan agreement.
The House has voted not to concur with Senate Committee.
Masks in public will not be banned, despite the efforts made in this bill.
Thank you to the constituents of North Carolina, people from all across the state who shared significant concerns about House Bill 237 and forced us to reconsider.
It just needs to be fine-tuned.
It started as a COVID measure. State law grants an exemption for North Carolinians to wear masks in public. But during last week's Senate vote, some Republicans argued that protesters and criminals were abusing that exemption.
There's a whole crowd of people out there that are running around taking advantage of this mask hangover from when we had the pandemic.
At many of the protests that I've covered, I'll find people wearing masks and sometimes even sunglasses. So for lawmakers, it's become a debate about bad actors trying to hide their identities versus an individual person's health and safety. That balance between those ideas fractured the Republican Party's votes. That was reflected in the House's bipartisan support to keep things as is. The House and Senate have strong Republican majorities.
This bill, as written, infringes on our constitutional First Amendment rights and puts at risk the health and safety of our communities.
Since the initial proposal, lawmakers have taken away public health exemptions and ramped up criminal penalties. Opponents of the bill argue that those with weakened immune systems would be at risk.
The question is striking that balance to make sure that it doesn't go so far that you are limiting the ability of someone who is wearing a mask, not breaking the law.
Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.
We did reach out to Senator Berger's reps to get a statement from him regarding today's rejection by the House. We have not heard back at this hour.
I like Destiny's sunglasses. Right now, the community is getting answers about lead contamination discovered in some city parks. A virtual public forum is underway at this hour. It's been nearly a year since lead was discovered in the soil at 5 parks. Monday night, the city manager presented her proposed budget. It sets aside $5 million to fix the issues at these parks scattered across Durham. This meeting is underway right now. It runs through 8:30. NC State said today it will release the latest Poe Hall testing results in the next few weeks. The university closed the building more than 6 months ago after initial testing found toxic levels of PCBs. Since then, only WRAL's 5 on Your Side has interviewed more than 200 alumni and workers who say they became sick after spending time in the building. Records show the university delayed or denied outside testing help from public agencies. In an exclusive interview, Chancellor Randy Woodson said he would comment on health concerns only after the building testing was complete.
In order to be able to fully engage with people about health implications, we have to have questions answered about the environment within the building.
In the update released today, NC State said the CDC is handling the investigation into health concerns.
Taking a live look over RDU, the airport expects this Memorial Day weekend to be the busiest one on record. TSA projections indicate 8% more people will travel through the airport this Memorial Day than what we saw last year. Between tomorrow and next Tuesday, 300,000 travelers are expected to fly through RDU. Still ahead, the city of Oaks has one less oak, but this massive 100-year-old tree will have a life beyond its time at Nash Square. We're going to tell you how. Plus,
more money could be on the way for college athletes, but at what cost? We'll tell you what a promising young athlete thinks of the potential settlement with the NCAA.
a shakeup in the landscape of college athletics as we know it after the ACC voted in favor of a settlement to pay student athletes. The NCAA is proposing a nearly $3 billion settlement to pay these athletes, and it's more than just name, image, and likeness deals. WRAL's Sean Gallagher spoke to a local gym, a little nervous about kids missing out on opportunities because of it.
People say hard work pays off, and for high school basketball players like Ryan Crotty, who grinded out in quiet gyms just like this all across America, they're hoping that's true with this potential NCAA settlement. It may be the offseason, but Ryan Crotty is preparing for the most important basketball season of his young life.
It's starting to heat up.
He graduates from high school next year, but already has hoop dreams.
I picked up offers from Iowa, Virginia Tech, Ohio, Butler. I just got Harvard.
And it's not just buckets he's worried about getting.
Anywhere where you can go and make money, it's a big deal to set yourself up for the rest of your life.
As a high school junior, he may be part of the first recruit class to benefit from the NCAA's proposed settlement, with a revenue sharing stipulation where schools must put away about $20 million a year to pay student athletes directly. Is that something that you'll take into consideration when making your decision?
Yeah, definitely. It's huge.
Every year, 12 to 15 of kids that's looking to get to college, looking to get that basketball scholarship.
At For Greatness Academy, Coach Kevin Gibbs teaches good fundamentals for an inbound and in life.
You don't want to try to chase a little bit of money now and it'll hurt you down the road. So, try to educate them on the proper decisions, the long-term results, set themselves up for success and different things like that.
He played at smaller schools like St. Augustine's and Guilford College and fears this proposed settlement may hurt those smaller schools, limiting opportunities for student athletes like him.
So you take that away, then you'll be taking away a lot of hope, a lot of leadership, a lot of just guidance through the game of basketball.
Life lessons Gibbs can't put a price on. Sean Gallagher, WRAL News, Raleigh.
It's about money, money, money. The Big 12 also voted in favor of this settlement. The remainder of the Power 5 conferences and other smaller conferences have until Thursday now to make a decision.
Well, the city of Oaks has one less oak. A tree removal crew took down a massive white oak in Nash Square today. The city has kept a close eye on the growth of a crack at the base of the tree. You see it there? It's believed to be about 100 years old, and officials say it's become a safety risk. Not every part of the tree will be reduced to sawdust. The larger pieces will be used within the city for art opportunities. Martin Street between McDowell and Dawson Streets will be closed until tomorrow afternoon. The city plans to take down another problematic oak this Friday after multiple neighbor complaints. We told you about the tree near Roanoke Park in the Five Points area yesterday. Large branches have fallen from this tree. One crashed through the sunroof of a car parked underneath. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
I love a good full moon. The very last full moon of the spring, called the flower moon, will peak tomorrow morning. Then the next full moon is in 2024 will be June 21st. That one is known as the strawberry moon. Meteorologist Mike Mays joining
Look
us.
at that.
Ooh, who needs the moon when the sun is setting like that?
That's pretty.
Man, Lake Gaston looking great, Mike.
Yeah, this time tomorrow night, the live dual Doppler 5000 radar, Dan, should be active with thunderstorms. We got a bit of ground clutter going on the radar right now, but up to the northwest, Ashe, Allegheny counties, thunderstorms. There was a warning up toward the northern part of Ashe County. We're going to watch tomorrow afternoon and evening, late in the day, and more likely this time of day for thunderstorms to march in from the west, and they could be strong to severe. Hotter day today. It was 86 yesterday, 89 this afternoon at RDU, 91, or 81, I should say, is the normal high. 92 is our forecast high tomorrow. And this is what we expect as we head into the holiday weekend. Of course, Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start of summer. Definitely going to feel like that. 92, the high tomorrow, feeling like 93. Now, even though over the weekend the highs will probably stay in the 80s with the amount of humidity that we're going to have, the dew points being well up into the 60s, probably will feel like the 90s. 92 is what it could feel like on Friday and Saturday. Excuse me, 96 on Sunday, 96 on Monday, and each day features that chance for showers and storms as I showed at the top of the newscast. Let's take another look at that sunset over Lake Gaston. That's beautiful from the Point Restaurant. Imagine sitting on the dock and just enjoying the quietness over at Lake Gaston and watching the sunset. The Durham Bulls have taken the field against the Memphis Redbirds this evening. Sanford looking pretty good. Downtown Apex looking fine as well. 86 in Durham right now, 85 in Fayetteville, 79 up towards South Hill, 84 at Rocky Mount. Everybody looking at a warm evening and staying warm overnight. We had 64 for the low this morning at RDU. We expect about 66 in the morning, 73 by 8 a.m. with mostly sunny skies. So last night, the big weather story was the severe weather across Iowa, the numerous amounts of tornadoes. That system has now made its way into the northeast, a much weaker system, but still producing some severe storms. This is what we're watching for tomorrow evening, but it will be in a much weaker state when it arrives with just a few scattered showers and storms. So at lunchtime tomorrow, all is quiet. Even tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, I think most of us will experience dry weather. Thunderstorms possible across southern Virginia. Then this time tomorrow night, scattered showers and storms. Now, this is a previous run of Futurecast. The brand new one has not been able to download onto our computer, but it is showing widespread showers and storms. That's why I upped the chance of rain to 60% tomorrow evening. 9 o'clock tomorrow night, scattered showers and storms. 11, 12 o'clock tomorrow night, still some activity around. And then once we get past 2 to 3 a.m. on Friday morning, the activity should start to die down. And if we see thunderstorms on Friday, I'm thinking they'll be more in the southern part of the viewing area. So it's warmer tonight, mid to upper 60s perhaps for lows, 66 in Raleigh, 65 Goldsboro. It'll be mostly clear. Good viewing for the full moon tonight. And then late storms possible tomorrow and into the evening. And if we have ample sunshine, which I think we will, should get hotter than today. Forecasting 92 in Raleigh, 92 Fayetteville, 91 in South Hill, 91 in Clinton. Now with that frontal boundary being in the area over the next few days, with the addition of the cloud cover and scattered showers and storms, probably won't be so hot. 89 on Friday, 86 on Saturday, 50% chance for showers and storms, 50% on Sunday. Monday, Memorial Day, our high around 90. Then signs are, once that front moves on by, could be the beginning of a drier trend and a cooler trend. Mid-80s for Tuesday and Wednesday. And Dan and Ashley, the American model, is suggesting maybe dew points in the 40s late next week and into next weekend. That would certainly feel good after what's coming.
No kidding.
I like that, Mike. Thank you.
Lifeguards and rescue crews at our coast are getting ready for the summer season. How they're working to keep families safe at the beach.
One county on our coast is practicing surf rescue training ahead of Memorial Day weekend.
Lifeguards and fire crews from Emerald Isle and Indian Beach spent the day training for an emergency. This is a way for them to improve communication skills and take action in case other crews are busy. The fire chief says training includes different obstacles and things they would need to overcome if there was an emergency like drowning. This training happens every year.
Nice. You got to have that.
Yep. Today, the town of Duck along the Outer Banks celebrated the start of an environmental preservation project.
So it's the Living Shoreline is what they call it, and Resiliency Project. It's along NC 12. So living shorelines are kind of natural, they're made of natural materials, things like oyster shells and rock and granite, and they protect the shoreline from threats like hurricanes and rising sea levels. There was a ceremony happened this afternoon on Duck Road. Work is now underway on a new skate spot in Hillsborough.
It's being built in Cates Creek Park. Construction started today. It's expected to take about 4 months. Officials say the concrete park will be small, but others around Hillsborough could be coming in the future. So we are just a few days away from the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm still mad we didn't get ourselves tickets. Next year. Next year. Organizers say it's sold out for a third straight year.
The race is Sunday. It's a Memorial Day weekend tradition. The events all weekend long. Fans from all over the world will be there. Country star Cameron Marlowe will perform on Saturday night. So there's a limited number of verified resale tickets for the race right now available on Ticketmaster. I'm sure they are not cheap, but that would be really fun. I would love to go. The North Carolina High School Baseball 3A East Regional Series got underway with a bang.
South Central High School's team hit 3 grand slams in a single game. It's just the 5th time this has happened at the high school level nationwide. The last time was in 2011. Needless to say, the Falcons out of Winterville won easily. Can you guess the score? 17-1.
Yeah, I was doing the math. 3 grand slams. That'll get you pretty darn close.
Wow.
That is that's impressive.
They were almost close to shutting the other team out.
I know. Really. Well, once the other team hits 3 grand slams, it's tough to keep your motivation up.
Yeah, exactly. Your boys are into baseball now, aren't they? You can show them this and say, see,
we're still working on making contact.
Okay, fine.
We'll get there.
Hey, thanks for making WRAL your choice for local news.
We'll be back here at 10 o'clock on Fox 50, and then we'll see you on WRAL tonight at 11. Till then, have a great night.
CB looking beautiful tonight.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.